What's up, guys? So what I thought I'd just do tonight is just kind of straight up walk you guys through some stuff that I eat throughout the day, and maybe stuff that could be like good suggestions for those of you looking to really cut carbs and sugar out of your diet that are maybe college students. Physical activity may be different because I know I may not look like it to some of you, but like I go to the gym like all the time. Even cardio, I do it a lot, and so I do need a lot of energy in me. I feel like a lot of the time. So keep that in mind. But nonetheless, by the way, my Miami Heat got a great rookie in Kendrick Nunn this offseason. That front office, Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra, they're ballers, man. I don't know how they're that smart. Like beaming, thinking about like how they got this great team. Okay, none of you care about that. None of you even really care about this channel, probably. Anyways, so what I usually like to try to start off with, is a thing of coffee. So I actually have a coffee maker in my dorm. I just almost caused. This morning I usually have it iced down. Before I go to my first class, I'll have the iced coffee, and then I have the little regular creamers, half and half, that look like this one, and for the record, it basically doesn't add sugar. For a while, I got rid of it, but I had this skinny syrup that my mom had actually gotten me. Shout out, Mom, whenever she visited me to help me move in this year, that it also was really low in sugar, but it was one of those things where it's, they compensate it with artificial flavoring, and so it made the coffee taste really good, like it almost had sugar. But because of the artificial flavoring and stuff like that, it is amazing. I can even still feel in my gut that it feels like sugar. But this one, it didn't seem to be like that, and the weight didn't seem to change, so I went with it. But I felt like I got a little bit reliant on it because I got used again to the taste of the coffee being like good, but I realized I was just craving that really sweet flavoring, which with this whole like process I'm trying to go through and like cleanse, whatever you want to call it, I want to kind of like try to just eliminate that. Like, I mean, because I don't really even have cravings for sweet stuff at all when I'm really on top of this. There'll be streaks where I'll get a chocolate milk or two every week. I know for some of you that like is the very base of like a ton of stuff that you have. Like, it's way more. But and so full disclosure, I'm a college student. I used to be in up late studying early on and stuff, and even if I'm not super busy, I'm definitely kind of a night owl at this point. So with that being said, my breakfast 2 p.m. about. And so what I'll do is I'll go to the student union at OSU, and I'll go to Baja Fresh, which is their Mexican food place. And one of the guys in the line there is like my bro now, because he even knows like what I get, because I get it every time. I usually get a bowl, because you can get burrito or bowl. So usually, all these unhealthy college students, you guys get burritos, carby stuff, because it tastes good. It's bad for you though. No, just kidding. You can eat whatever you want, but just for those of you who are interested. So I get a bowl. Most people do get burrito. I get a bowl, and they always immediately think you just want rice and stuff, and like that's why it's kind of like a unique thing, if you will, because they'll be like scooping like, you want rice, and then like, what type of beans? I'm like, no. I have to every time say like, no, I just want meat, and like a lot of them, it kind of throws them off because they're so used to the routine of just getting this, and so it can kind of sometimes be like awkward, I guess, to like have to order specific stuff to be able to be like, I don't care about an awkward conversation. I really don't give a you know what. And like, it is what it is. I'm in college, but that's why it's awesome. Like, one of the guys there again, like employees, he knows that I do like triple pork. It ends up being, which sounds like it may be a lot of meat, but they really cut you low on the amount of meat you get. If you say like, I'll have a pork bowl, they'll like throw a little scoop of pork in there, because they're used to having to save up as much as they can to feed all the students that come through. So I get it, but then when you're asking for just pork, they don't seem to compensate and have the common sense that like I'm just having meat, like that's my meal. You don't have to like so I have to emphasize like triple of it, and it usually ends up being a nice little portion to where it's like a meal but a small meal. So it just pushes me over until the next time I eat. I usually get queso with it, and look into the Baja menu. It's just meat and cheese, so it shouldn't be anything, but just to approve, I looked, it's like maybe 2-3 grams carb max. Just kind of moving on to not make the video like too long for you guys who are suffering through my random Miami Heat shoutouts and stuff like that. I know I'm annoying. I don't care though. You can stop the video right now. Next meal is usually at about, honestly, there's like a smaller gap usually, I feel like, to this one. It'll usually be about 5:30 or 6. Earlier in the semester, I'm not going to lie to you, it was almost always McDonald's. I would go there. I would try to budget my money to not spend too much, but it's really hard to like actually expend a lot at McDonald's relatively to other restaurants, because they really are cheap and are a great deal compared to other places. Like, just like the fact that you can use like a 2 for $2.50 deal on McDoubles they have every day there, and then get a couple triple cheeseburgers. You can get like, you know, over a pound of meat. I don't know how the weight of the meat works, but like you can get over 10 patties of meat for like a little under $10, which, I mean, like, some people may hate and say like McDonald's isn't a great deal, but like, bro, like, go to any other fast food restaurant and tell me you can get more for less, and you can't. If you can, comment seriously and like let me know, because it'd be a great money-wise adjustment or whatever. But yeah, it like, and I'm not counting like grocery stuff, because fast food's efficient, especially for a college student like me. That's why I think it's a good suggestion, because I'm not super busy all the time, but I have a lot of stuff going on. The thing with college is like you can just have something like every hour of the day you need to be doing, and so like when it comes to my meals, for me, it's just kind of something that like I want to go and like either go to a place and be served it, or like if I actually have to like do it at home somehow, I just want it to be like microwaved. Frankly, I'm really lazy. I admit that when it comes to that stuff. So usually it's McDonald's. Again, I get like maybe, if I'm feeling hungry, usually the max I'll get nowadays is like 2 triple cheeseburgers and 2 double cheeseburgers. I don't ask in the instructions for no bun, because it's just like extra work, and frankly I feel like it's extra work for the employees to make it all different and have to use those giant plastic things. It's kind of like a waste. I just order it as is, keep everything the same, but then when I get them, I will take off the buns and just eat them as is, and they're really good too. Fatty meat cuts, so it's like, you know, really, the cheese is melted. It's a really good thing, honestly, and that's what you want. You want like the fatty type of meat. And then as far as the rest of the day goes, though, also with McDonald's or whatever that meal around 5 or 6 p.m. is, usually I'll get a coffee around there. I'm not gonna lie, kind of addicted to like iced lattes from anywhere. Which isn't a bad thing as far as like the sugar goes. I mean, it's just like a little bit of milk. Like those don't add any negative effect to what I'm doing. But caffeine-wise, I have to watch myself sometimes, especially like being a little bit more on the side of a night owl. I need to sometimes watch how much caffeine I'm having, how late. I admit that, but I'll usually get a coffee around then, maybe from a place we have in the Union called Caribou Coffee, or I'll get one at McDonald's if I go. And then if I don't go to McDonald's, that time of day is usually kind of interesting, because I like to kind of be frugal with my money, so I want to either go to a super cheap fast food place like McDonald's, or I don't just want to like spend a whole nother meal on somewhere on campus. So usually sometimes what I'll do is I'll go back to my dorm, and I don't have any examples like to show you like I've done with some stuff here, but I have usually cottage cheese or like mini like burgers I'll buy and put in the little freezer in my fridge, and I'll usually just have like one of the little tubs of cottage cheese, just have the whole tub, and kind of consider it like a big snack or small meal, if you will, around that time, if I don't do McDonald's. And then usually every day I'm at the gym working out. Like, I kind of like going during the late time. That's another suggestion. If you don't mind staying up late and you like going to the gym, go to it late at night. Like, I know it, like, people will give you a hard time going so late, not ever in the day, but like, I go there at like 9 or 10. Our place closes at midnight. Maybe this is going to cause a huge crowd now, but, well, no one watches this channel. But I mean, it is nice there, because there's barely anyone, still enough people there to feel like there's something going on. Like, I like to be around people, just even if you're not talking to them and stuff, but it's such a light crowd to the point where you can use any machine you want, any of that. But yeah, just a side note, this is supposed to be focused on the meals. After we after I get done with my workout, I'll usually hit up 20 something, which is a little convenience store we have right across the street from my dorm, Village F, and I'll get a couple cheese sticks and then a Colby Jack cheese thing. And if I haven't really had like a big meal since like the first thing I do around like 2 or whatever, I'll like kind of double that and I'll almost make it like a cheese dinner. Like I find those things really appetizing, so I don't mind at all. Or you know, once in a while if I didn't do McDonald's earlier, I will go out and get McDonald's, get the fast food for that late meal, like 10 or 11 p.m. And then that's usually it. Try to cut it off at that. And again, any sort of treat I have is maybe like 1 drink of chocolate milk. And I admit sometimes there'll be a streak of 2 or 3 days where I can't help myself from having like a chocolate milk, but I mean, not that I'm trying to throw a pity party, but I just want to emphasize, like, the full disclosure that I've been doing this diet, like, no carbs, and like it's proof that it's working and I'm doing the right thing because of like the way I'm losing weight and gaining muscle and stuff. But still, I have 1 chocolate milk on a day. If I do 1 little bottle of chocolate milk, guess what happens to my weight? I can gain 2 pounds into the next day. I did not get blessed with my metabolism genetics, I'm telling you. And I don't want to hear stuff about, like, the fitness I do it. But, and again, not, like, to throw a pity party. I guess it's kind of a pity party. I'm just re-emphasizing, like, that's why, like, the diet's real, guys. Diet's real, folks. Like, you have to have a good diet to have good fitness or whatever. But, yeah, so that's what I do for treats. Another good suggestion is something I saved. I don't have any more of the packs left, but this is another really good low-carb snack. They're cheddar cheese wisps. Cheddar cheese crisps. They're called Wisps, those brand. Kind of satisfying to say that. Rolls off your tongue. They're really good. They're almost like, I mean, once you get in the habit of eating healthy, eating low carb, they almost start to taste like Cheez-Its to me, which is like awesome because you're getting that, you know, like craving you get maybe for a cracker or cheesy type food, but you're not getting the sugar at all for it. Like what those are is that is just cheese. And for those of you who are stupid and don't know anything about nutrition, Cheez-Its are not just cheese. Cheez-Its are like sugar and cracker and bread and like whatever goes into the processing of that. Like these pure hardened cheese, like in the form of a cracker, but it's just cheese made in that hard way to where it's crunchy, and you can tell like when you like consume it and chow down on it and stuff, but really appetizing. So those are a suggestion, like for a type of snack thing, like if you're in that boat where you want to have a healthy meal, and then the way your campus works, like we honestly don't have great dining options, and so then you don't want to spend money, but you want something like I'd like have that as a snack. I'd recommend and load up on cottage cheese. And I don't think a lot of people like cottage cheese. I looked out that I love it, so it's a great snack. I'll just have like a big tub of it. It's like a meal for me. And then another great thing is I didn't realize how much I actually once in a while crave carbonated beverages, and LaCroix is the way to go. I am not ashamed to admit I love the pink flavor, the cran raspberry. It is really good. Yeah, it's like LaCroix, it's literally just carbonated water, one of the types of carbonated water with natural flavor, but yeah, no weird artificial stuff, like that's straight to the chase, that's it. And so if you're like kind of in that stage, like maybe you're doing a fast, and so you can only have water and some coffee, or you're starting a really extreme diet like me, and you just like really need a like carbonated drink, if you try to limit it, keep it as that. And I'm not saying limit because it's like bad for you, but when you limit that, that almost tastes like a treat for you, and that's when you know your money, because it's like, oh, I'm craving that LaCroix, but then it's not even bad, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, maybe that sounds dorky, but it's awesome. I'm at the point with it, and I talked myself into wanting to have this one. So to sign off on this video, cheers.